Okay, I figured we're going to try something just a little bit different. I'm going to record this video using YouTube's apps camera feature because I've never actually seen what it looks like. So I figure I just want to test it out and see what it looks like compared to my regular camera. Okay, so anyway, this is just a really quick stock market update. So Apple has just hit $2 trillion market cap. I have been calling them a $2 trillion company for a while. You know, I've been arguing with people on the internet about Epic Games because Epic Games had to sue Apple because Apple was like, I believe they blocked Fortnite or something. So I was on like TechSpot arguing with these morons. And the thing about it is, where is it? Oh, yeah, right here. Epic Game launches new lawsuit against Apple over threat to Unreal Engine and iOS Mac. And as you know, people who still play Fortnite, I can't believe people still play that boring-ass game. They're really, really upset with Apple, and a lot of Apple haters, you know, they already hate Apple for whatever reasons. You know, they claim that Apple uses slave labor, but the people who make Apple iPhones are paid. It's like they're not there as slaves, they're paid money. It's like real slavery is what happened here in America, where you had people picking cotton, being raped and being murdered and lynched and shit. That's real slavery. What you got going on over there is poor people who have no other option except to work for a corporation. So they either choose to work for Amazon, like you see right now, Amazon here. You've got Amazon workers who are trying to protest and trying to strike, but they don't have a leg to stand on because Amazon doesn't even pay them well enough for them to form any decent level of a union. So no. True slavery is what was happening 2 generations ago. And this right now, this is people working for cheap wages. But I'm not here to be on a soapbox. I'm here to talk about Apple right now. So as I said, Apple is a $2 trillion market cap. As you know, one of my friends, just yesterday, she comes to me and she's like, "Oh, I want to get in on Apple. How do I get in on Apple?" So I showed her the TD Ameritrade app and I showed her how to buy into Apple. So she was able to purchase 4 shares of Apple, which means that the split's going to turn it into 16. I've got some other family members who are calling me and asking me about what I hold in Apple and how, you know, they could purchase, and I pointed them in the right direction as well. So the thing about Apple is Apple's like one of those safe bets. The bottom line is Apple is not just a cell phone maker or a smartphone maker or a computer maker. Apple is an ecosystem. I got a notice that my storage space on my iCloud was low, and I'm paying like $1 a month for 50 gigabytes. And they were like, "Hey, would you like to pay $3 a month to get 200 gigabytes?" Now, obviously, they have precision engineered iCloud to be a moneymaker. And the reason why do you buy iCloud? Well, ultimately, it's because all of your savings are saved in iCloud. All your photos are saved in iCloud. Everything is shared with other people through iCloud. So most people, they're like, well, it's $3 a month, and $3 times 12. What is that? That's just pennies to me. You know, what's $20 or $30 a month? Not a month, but what's $20 or $30 a year, and then you add in the other services like Apple Television, Disney Plus, and all that stuff. And most people, if you really look at their finances, these people are paying between $30 and $50 a month for extra services like Netflix. I refuse to buy Netflix. I don't want it. When Netflix first came out, I had friends rushing out to buy some damn Netflix. I was like, wait a minute. I've got Verizon Fios. I have the codes. If I go on HBO Go or any of these other channels, I have access to the movies. I'm not paying these people. Then Netflix, they moved away from DVDs and Blu-rays. And me personally, I have a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays because it's like, why am I going to pay you to stream something that I could just buy the DVD? And this way, when I need it, it's always there for me. I never have to worry about buffering. I never have to worry about censorship. I've got the original DVD. I refuse to buy Netflix. A lot of these other people buying Amazon Prime and Disney Plus. Nah, man, I got FrostWire. When I want to see The Mandalorian, I go on FrostWire. It's like, I'm not paying for that stuff. And then they want outrageous prices for it. It's like, I'm not paying for that. I have the internet, and by virtue of having the internet, I've got pretty much access to everything. But again, $2 trillion. It's Apple, I believe, has gained $1 trillion only within the last 365 days. So the thing about it is, this company is on the come up, and you're either in it or you're not. Like me personally, just because I don't like a product or just because I don't like a company, the logic is just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean other people don't like it. So that means even though I would never buy Netflix as a service, buying their stock is different. I would never really buy any AMD products, but buying their stock is different. And as for Logitech, I have like the Cytec X45 joystick over here. And now Logitech purchased Cytec. And because I realized Logitech was buying up smaller peripheral makers, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should just buy into Logitech. And I told you to buy Logitech. I told you to buy AMD. And I told you back when they were below $50 a share. And now they're much, much higher. They're $20 more and $30 more from what I remember. So anyway, Apple. Where are we? Okay, well, those are the Chinese markets that I've been watching. Most of these were airlines because, Chinese people travel and everything. So airlines are still down. They're going to be down for some time. Chinese life insurance right here is still around $12.34. It's up from where I purchased it, but it's still relatively low. It could be doing better. This is China Southern Airlines. They're low when I bought them during the crash. Most of these things, the Chinese companies, they don't drop too quickly because these people don't panic like Americans do. When Americans panic, they pull all their money out of the stock market. But anyway, Apple, $467 right now. If you purchase right now, like some people were asking, because a lot of people don't understand and they're trying to get in, 467. If you were to buy it right now, that's 116.75. So that's $117 almost. Add in your trading fee because they're usually going to charge you like $6 or $7 just to make the trade. But my friend got in a little bit lower. I think she got in at 115 because of me. Maybe it was 114, but technically she's still up $1.75 per share. But right now, but see, here's the thing. Apple is the kind of stock you hold on to. This is the kind of stock that you buy it almost like you would treat your retirement plan. It's like you're holding on to this for 5, 10, 15 years, and you're going to cash out later on. This is not something you want to, try to short sell. Short sellers, Elon Musk was making fun of short sellers like me who got into Tesla and then sold out. But the difference, see, here's the thing. Yeah, in retrospect, I kind of wish I had held on. But the thing about it is I really, really wanted out. And I wanted the gains. I got into Tesla in 2012 at $30 a share. I think it was costing me like $31, 31.85, I think. My Tesla sold off at 1,005. Now, sure enough, they've doubled that. If I had stayed in there, I probably would have made about $800,000 maybe, and then the government would have came snatched like $300,000 or $400,000 from me from taxes. But whatever. The thing about it is there are other investment opportunities. It's like one of the things that you need to be wise of is you never fall in love with a stock. If you fall in love with a stock, it will cause you to stay in too long. It will cause you to make bad decisions. Now, I sold out because I didn't want to see myself plummet again. But the thing about it is I'm already up so much that it really doesn't matter to me. I mean, yeah, granted, I could have made more. The thing about it is I could have lost more. So it's not a big deal. I'm also up on my Microsoft. They just released Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like when I got into Microsoft, it was like $100 if I'm not mistaken. That was a while ago. And then during the low of March, during the March 18 crash, it was like 132.52. And now that shit is up to 217. Well, I mean, that's the high, but it's at 211 right now. And they got these people buying Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator is boring. I think DCS World is better. Microsoft Flight Simulator's physics suck. The landings are too easy, and it's boring. It's like flying around on Google Earth. I'd rather play DCS World, or, believe it or not, for that same $211, you can actually go to an airfield right now, and you can fly a real plane in real life with a CFI for only $211. It's like my first introductory flight was a Cessna 172 Skyhawk, and after that I moved on to other planes. When I get better recording equipment, I'm going to be able to make more videos of airplanes. Thing about it is, you could actually fly a real goddamn plane for less money than that. And depending, if you're in a cheap state, like I'm in New York City, I'm in Long Island. If you're in a cheap state, there's pilots who will take you up for $150. You can have that real flight experience where you get sick and nauseous and throw up and dizzy because it's a small plane and the back of the plane is flapping like a fish. But anyway, AMD, I told you to get into AMD. That shit was $50 a share. It dropped down to 47 or something like that. And if you had gotten it in March, it would have been 27. But when I told you to get in, it was like $47. Right now, it's 80. I told you to get into Logitech. It's $75 right now. I told you to get in when Logitech and AMD were around the exact same 49 to 50 or whatever dollars. It's up to $75 now. Guess what? You should have gotten in. Okay. GE is still worth holding on to because you got to remember, GE and Boeing, these guys are military industrial complex. $6.46 a share. If you have $1,000 and you put that in here right now, that's 646 or something shares. Oh, no, I'm sorry. $100 will give you. If you put $1,000 in, you'll get 100 shares. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of it wrong. Okay, if you have $1,000 to invest, you can get 646 shares, right? $1,000, and you'll have change left over. It'll cost you 600. No, it'll cost you. Oh, shit. My mind is like messed up. All I'm saying is take $1,000, invest into GE, okay? And bottom line is, when airlines come back, it's gonna be a while because coronavirus 19 has everything fucked up. When they come back, you'll appreciate the advice. And the thing about GE is 646, and that's not too far away from the 52-week low. So it's still worth buying into. So anyway, GM, I told you to get it. I told you to get in GM when that was $16. Look at them now. They $29. So they got a bump on their electric car announcements, and then the Escalade just started debuting as a pre-production model, as you saw in my video yesterday. GM, I told you to get into GM. Workhorse, electric car manufacturers. Nikola lost half its value. It was up to $93, $99. They've lost some value, but the thing about it is electric cars are still coming. NIO, Chinese manufacturer, and KNDI. Those are two relatively low. Candy's cheaper, but I would get into NIO and Candy now because you got to remember, America doesn't have that many people, but China and India do. So once China starts mass producing those boring, horrible little electric cars that I wouldn't be caught dead in, all of these poor people who can't afford to get them, they're going to get them, but they're going to get them overseas. Now, China's trying to put those cars over here for $13,000 each. I don't know how you're going to compete with a $13,000 electric car. Even Tesla, despite the fact Teslas look way better, I don't think you're going to be able to compete with a $13,000 car when your car is $50,000. But there you go again with that Chinese manufactured cheap labor. How are you going to fight that? So anyway, Big Oil is doing well. As I told you to get into Chevron. I told you to get into Shell. I told you to get into Exxon. I told you to get into BP. I told you to get into Sunoco. I made a big video. I am an oil man. I told you to get in. I hope you listened. Now, the smaller stocks for oil, some of them are coming up, but they're coming up slow. But the bigger ones, the big diversified energy companies, those are the best places to be. The banks were getting, they're getting better. Like Capital One came back real quick. Wells Fargo has been giving me a little bit of trouble. But Capital One came back quick, and as you know, Wells Fargo, I think there's some lawsuits against them right now. Thing about it is I bought Wells Fargo so cheap until right now I'm not worried about them. But even then, I bought in around the 52-week low, and they're still at only $24.22. I bought in around the 52-week low. I almost doubled my money with Capital One. I bought in close to the 52-week low with Bank of America. Then we come to find out Warren Buffett is buying Bank of America secretly and quietly. So what does everybody else do? They start buying Bank of America because they think that they can somehow be like Buffett. Well, I was buying Bank of America before Warren Buffett. But nobody listens to my black ass. They only listen to Warren Buffett because he's old and he drives an old used Cadillac. So anyway, Japan, what is this? Oh, this one's JP Morgan Chase. I was thinking about Japan Airlines. But anyway, JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase. What is this? We went from $80 to 99.46, and I know considering their high is 141 and JP Morgan Chase is a prime bank. See, the difference between walking into JP Morgan and walking into Santander is JP Morgan don't take no shit. If you're getting a loan at JP Morgan, they're not giving you no subprime loans. They're just not doing it. Santander, however, gives out subprime loans. Some of these other places do too, but Santander, I already know those guys, man. They'll do 144 months on a Toyota Camry, man. You're talking about subprime loans. But anyway, they have still recovered double the money. If you had bought into these things in March, you would have basically doubled your money, with the exception of Wells Fargo. With the exception of Wells Fargo, you'd have basically doubled your money. Same thing goes for Citigroup. Citigroup, I'm very happy with. That's one of the higher market values in my portfolio because of the fact that I bought in near their low. But the bottom line, see, the crazy thing about the American stock market is that you already know the values there. The problem is you're waiting for the crash so you can get in because everything's so inflated that it's too expensive to buy in otherwise. Without these stock splits, nobody would be talking about Tesla. Nobody would be talking about Apple. I believe, I can't be sure about it, but it's very possible that Amazon could announce a split too. And it's funny because when I started talking about the Apple split, I said I believe that Tesla was going to do a split. And sure enough, what did Tesla do? Tesla did a split. It's very possible that some other companies might do splits. Now, when you're talking about a 5-to-1 Tesla split, if you have the money, yeah, it's good to get in. If you have the money, it's good to get in on Apple, because the bottom line is, the bank ain't giving you nothing. So if you have a little bit of savings, I wouldn't risk it all. I'd risk maybe half of it, but I wouldn't risk it all. My bottom line is you're going to do a hell of a lot better with dividends than you're going to do in the bank, who's giving you 0.05% interest. Most of the best interest returns on these banks is 1%. What the hell are you doing 1%? The dividend yields, and even these oil companies like AROC right here, dividend yields are 8.29. So if you had bought into this during its low at $2.09 like I did, you'd have been up to $7, but you'd be getting that dividend yield that would make the bank look like a joke. I tell you, the bank's interest rates are so low that when I file my taxes, they don't even ask for the statement that says how much interest did you get out of the bank, because I think the government says if you get more than $10 or something, you have to file. But guess what? You're getting so little interest until you don't even have to file it. It's sad. It's disgusting. The banks are taking your money, holding your money, and they're giving you nothing for it. Nothing. Meanwhile, these low stocks that are appreciating steadily, they're offering you 8, 5, 7, 5, like BP. This is why I keep saying it, but nobody listens. If my name was Warren Buffett and I was an old white guy with a used Cadillac, then people would listen to me and they would do it. And Warren Buffett pulled out of the airlines and then came back to say, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then Warren Buffett's like, don't bet against America. And then all of a sudden he's betting against America. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, the hypocrisy. But anyway, all of these oil stocks, all of these bank stocks, look at the dividend yields. You'd get more money putting your savings into their stock than you would putting your money into their savings account. It's a shame. 6 for Investors Bank Corp. That's my little Investors Bank. 5 for Santander, those subprime crap bank scandal. Anyway, 4 for Citi. What is that? 3 for JP Morgan. 2 for Bank of America. Go up and look. What is this? 5.89 for Chevron. 8.2 for Exxon. 4.1 for Shell. 5.5 for BP, 12 for Sunoco. The bank is offering you 0.05. The bank is offering you 1. Sunoco is offering you 12.1. I can't make my case any better than this. But these are the things. See, Warren Buffett doesn't sit with an iPhone in front of his $6,000 computer system. Warren Buffett doesn't sit there, and he doesn't sit there telling you all about this stuff, because Warren Buffett, he doesn't have to. He's an old man. He's laying back on a lounge chair, and he's just chilling. It's like, I'm up here telling you what it is, and I'm getting money off of this stuff. And sometimes I just think I'm talking to myself, especially with this goddamn YouTube algorithm. It's like stealing people's views, because I could be getting so many more views without this stupid algorithm. But it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So basically, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to remind all of the Android haters that Apple is now, what's that number, Grace? What's that number? $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Wait, let me see something. What's Samsung's market cap? Gee, they must be doing things right. Well, what is Samsung's market cap? What's their? Yeah, they know everything. What's their market cap? What's their market cap? Can somebody tell me what's that number? What's that number? How much they worth? How much they worth? Huh? How about LG? How about Huawei? Well, Huawei is Chinese, and they sell a lot of cheap stuff, so they're going to be big over time. I already know that. I'm not worried about them. But guess what? Apple is $2 trillion. The world's first $2 trillion company. And either you're in it or you're not.